Leo, how are you today? My name is Sherilyn, and I am here to do your weekend bonus reading. This one's going to be for Friday, September 12th through Sunday, September 14th. That's kind of the whole situation. That's what we're doing here. Okay, so what we're trying to figure out right now is if we can shuffle cards. No, darn it. So let's get the scenario straight. So let's see, you are trying to put your makeup on in the morning, or maybe you're a guy, but anyways, you're standing in the mirror getting ready in the morning, and your mind wanders. What is it you're thinking about? What is it that's got you captivated, or what is it that you're struggling with finding a solution for? What's occupying your brain right then? What you got, Leo? Let's see. For my Leos. So you're in the mirror trying to get ready, and something's on your mind. What's on your mind? What are we trying to fix? The world. Okay, so this is speaking to cycles. So there's a cycle in your life, and either you're watching it prepare to close, or you've just watched it close. And although there might be some excitement towards the new cycle opening, there's definitely a feeling of, there's a heavy feeling, almost like dread, to the one that's just closing or closed. Sadness, maybe. Okay, so you are thinking about what's things ending and starting over, right? Or ending and starting. But the focus right here feels like it's on the ending. Something that is ending or has ended. All right, what is the obstacle to this cycle closing? The Empress. This was something that you invested heavily in. Whatever this cycle is that has closed or is closing. Not to say that you didn't anticipate it was going to close. I don't think this was a great shock, but there is definitely a feeling of, I invested so much here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of the missed potential, or you felt like this was going to work out better than it did, or go longer than it did, something like that. I don't know that you regret your investment, but you are definitely questioning the amount that you invested here and whether or not you had a fair payback, I guess you could say, for your investment. Okay, what is it you need to focus on? Temperance, balance, and healing. So this is all about being patient with both the other people or person involved here and with yourself. But there's also definitely a sense of healing and a sense of balance that needs to be restored here. Okay. It feels like the energy around you is somewhat chaotic, just because there's a lot of change, maybe. Okay, what is it you need to leave behind? We get the Ten of Cups. That's speaking to the fact that this is what you definitely had anticipated being able to pull your emotional fulfillment out of this situation, okay? And maybe for a while you did, but in the end it wasn't sustainable. So it means you have to adjust where you think your Ten of Cups is going to be, where you're going to find the Ten of Cups, how you're going to build to the Ten of Cups, or who you're going to build to the Ten of Cups with, I guess. It has to be adjusted now because whatever happened here happened, right? This thing seems to have gone somewhat south. Okay, what is your strength here? The Six of Wands. Well, you're definitely coming out as the person who was in the right in this situation, for what that's worth. Public perception of you in this situation is that you put the work in, and that this is, like it or not, situations when they end, somebody seems to be the victorious one and somebody's the loser kind of in that situation right now. You're definitely being viewed as the person who was on the right side of this, or who was victorious. For what that's worth. That's what they're saying is your strength. All right, what do we have for the near future? Eight of Pentacles. I think you're at a bit of a crossroads right now as far as trying to figure out where to put all your energy now. I think you invested a huge amount of energy, emotion, time, whatever, into this for a very long time. And now that that is something that is, the cycle is closing on, it's where you're going to invest now. Which direction do you want to take? So kind of like the Two of Wands, like you're standing there with the world in your hands and you have options. Which direction do you want to go in? All right, what do we have here? So the advice is the Six of Cups. The advice is to try to look back on this situation that is closing out with love. Okay, there were good times and bad times, I'm sure. There were lessons that needed to be learned, and it looks like they were learned. But try to remember this in a loving way versus a bitter way or something. Okay? All right. What is the atmosphere? The Three of Cups. Some of you are trying to numb the emotions in this altogether. Don't know that that's the best way to deal with this. Yeah, that's what I feel like is happening here. For some of you, you're just throwing yourself into work. For others of you, maybe you're drinking. I don't know what you're doing, but you're trying to not necessarily deal with the emotions. The emotion you're trying to not deal with is one that you feel like, for some of you, there's some kind of strange emotion here that's feeling like you were not successful or something. You couldn't, I don't know. Don't feed into that. I don't feel like that's the case at all. I feel like there was a set amount of things that needed to be learned or gotten through here, and I think you did that. So actually, I feel like this was a very successful situation. Anyways, okay, what do we got? Not everything's meant to last forever. That's what I say. Okay, what is your greatest fear? And your greatest fear is the defensiveness that you feel towards life in general or people in general right now. You're afraid that's not going to subside. It won't unless you push to make it, but if you make it, it will. Okay? And then the outcome, Five of Cups. There is still a sense of loss and regret attached to the entire dynamic here. And that's valid. You know what I'm saying? If you care about something and invest heavily in it and then things end, that you're going to have loss and regret towards it. But it's nothing that you can't maneuver, or not maneuver, navigate your way through. That's what I meant. Maybe that's the same thing, maneuver, navigate. Anyways, there we go. What do we got for the days? I've got Friday with the Nine of Wands, King of Wands. You're definitely in some sort of boss energy here, but you are feeling wounded by the entire dynamic. I think you're looking for an adventure. That was Friday. Saturday, I've got the Page of Swords and the Queen of Wands. I think you're still keeping an eye on the person in this, trying to keep tabs on them. Queen of Wands, I think that you are out to get whatever it is you want now. There you go. Sunday, I've got the Star card and the Ten of Swords. So this is you definitely perceiving there to have been a betrayal within this dynamic. I am not sure that that is totally grounded or totally valid, but I'm sure it has some validity to it. To me, there has to be intent to make something truly a betrayal. I don't know that there was nefarious intent here, but at any rate. The Star card is you having hope and faith in something better coming your way. And it will. That's what I got for you, Leo. No matter what the cards say, go out there and make it the best weekend you possibly can. You made it to this point in the video and you don't mind, can you tap something? No, just kidding. Tap, tap, tap. No, tap the like, share, follow, comment, whatever. Whatever you feel like tapping would be a great deal of benefit to me. It helps me out a bunch. There you go. And that's it. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Okay.